Let's close out this middle section of today's episode by discussing one last little piece of news, I guess it would be. 2 matches that were made official on Monday. 2 stars, 2 superstars that I feel this is giving a nod to, and 2 guys that really deserve the spot that they are going to get on WrestleMania weekend. And that is Chad Gable and Dominik Mysterio. It is awarding 2 men for some terrific work that they've done over the past years. When you look at certain matches, it is people being put in position because of the equity that they have built up over time. And there is no greater example than Chad Gable and Dominik Mysterio. Let me start with Dom Mysterio. He gets inserted into the Intercontinental title match. It is now a fatal 4-way between Braun Breaker, Penta, Finn Balor, and Dominik Mysterio. Let's just say this. Dom was one of, if not the biggest parts of Monday Night Raw following last year's WrestleMania. He helped carry that show because one of the more interesting things to follow along with was the entire storyline between him, the injured Rhea Ripley, who was not on TV for a large portion of that time, and Liv Morgan. That was one of the more entertaining parts of Monday Night Raw for months. And a large part of that was Dominik Mysterio and what he was able to do with his character. His in-ring work, because of that, took a hit. He wasn't wrestling all that much. He did get his victory over his dad. He did get, I think it was 2 victories over Rey Mysterio in that time. But outside of that, there was no real sense of urgency, it felt, for Dom Mysterio to get more spotlight in the ring because of everything that he was doing in a pseudo-manager role during the entire Rhea versus Liv feud. But as of late, it looks like they're starting to give Dom more of an opportunity. And again, he's doing some great work. Once again, every backstage segment, every talk segment, every promo with Dominik Mysterio has been entertaining. It's been one of the more exciting parts of Monday Night Raw. Now, they've learned we can't have him every week come out and address the crowd on the mic because they're just going to drown him out and he's not going to be able to get his point across. He's not going to be able to further his storyline. So these backstage segments, he has had to make a lot work, and he has done a really good job with this. Now, this is important for him because it's not his first match at WrestleMania. It's not even his first singles match at WrestleMania. But what it is the first opportunity for Dominik Mysterio at WrestleMania without his dad. If you go back to his first WrestleMania, it was a tag match where his partner was Rey Mysterio. WrestleMania 39 the next year, it was a singles match against Rey Mysterio. And then last year, it was a hastily thrown together tag match where Dominik Mysterio teamed up with Santos Escobar to take on his father, Rey Mysterio, and Dragon Lee. So this is the first opportunity for Dominik Mysterio to get in there for a significant title and get a Mania match away from the shadow of his father. It's a great opportunity, and it's one that is very well earned because he has done a lot of really good work over the past year, even if it's not all work that's been done in the ring. And then there's Chad Gable, or I guess it's not Chad Gable. I'm sure Chad Gable's not happy about it, but it's El Grande Americano because Gable's been in WWE for years, and he's never gotten a singles match. El Grande Americano has now wrestled twice, just twice, in WWE, and he gets a singles match against a Hall of Famer, Rey Mysterio. But outside of it all, it is a great opportunity for Chad Gable. We heard, I think it was last week, when John Cena said, if I was given a bad gimmick, if I was given crap, I turned it into something special. And I think that's what we're seeing out of El Grande Americano and Chad Gable. We always knew Chad Gable had the talent, right? You look at last year, there were people clamoring for him to get into the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania 40. He didn't. He was part of the story. He helped train Sami Zayn to take down Gunther. And in the past year, we've seen some really great moments of him splitting from American Alpha and creating American Made what he's doing with the Creeds, what he's doing with Ivy Nile, the stuff that he had with Otis, the will he, won't he get smacked and actually have a payoff match with Otis. And they messed it up so bad by not having those two actually have a massive matchup on a PLE. But I digress to that point. It's all gotten us here where he is getting that opportunity to get the headlines, to get the spotlight. And I think that is a huge thing for Chad Gable. I'm extremely excited to watch whatever happens. Something tells me that at some point during this WrestleMania match, El Grande Americano is going to get unmasked, because that's kind of been the entire impetus of why LWO is extremely mad, because he unmasked Dragon Lee in his debut. But something tells me he's going to get unmasked, and we're all going to finally officially get to say, oh, it was Chad Gable all along, even though everybody and their mother is aware that it's Chad Gable. Not the greatest storyline, but a storyline that gets Chad Gable what he's deserved and what he has earned, which is a singles match at WrestleMania.